Namaskar, Mo Flow. Have you ever heard anybody say that movement is medicine or that food is medicine? Probably have. It's pretty common. I have been working diligently to apply that, self-medicate, if you will, by introducing more good things into my life that take up that space and kind of kicks off the negative or the bad stuff. And some of that is by just eating well, and some of that is by simply moving. If I allow myself to eat garbage and lounge around, I feel like shit. And I don't like to feel that way. I want to feel as good as I possibly can. I want to enjoy my life. And again, movement is medicine. And so far, I'm feeling pretty good. So I would love to encourage you to join me in this flow. We're going to move around the mat each direction. And if you notice, I'm using a different style of mat setup. And it is based off of a system called universal yoga. And I'll get more into that later as we're going. But it's by, the style of universal is created by a dude named Andre Lapa, and he is a monk that lives in the Himalayas and just does yoga. And it's just, the style is amazing. You might have keyed in that this style that I do is a little bit different than the norm. We're not just moving one way. Universal moves in every direction. And so I've been very loose with that. And I hope you've enjoyed it, but we're going to get back at it now. So you can either set your mat up normally, or you can do the double mat. If you do the double mat, it sure is nice to have that little bit of extra cushion, a little bit of a square, so that if your feet hurt or your knees hurt, you've got a little bit of extra something. So before we get going on this flow, I would really be blessed and filled with appreciation and gratitude if you hit the like button, if you subscribed and get the notifications, and if you have any comments or questions, please hit me up in the comments below. So let's get to it. We're going to start off like many yoga classes, just in a child's pose. Setting the booty back to the heels, dropping down low. Maybe you're rubbing your head on the floor, on the mat a little bit, just warming up that neck. Something I also want to let you know that I'm interested in is trauma-informed yoga. And meaning we all have trauma, whether it's lowercase or all caps. We've got something that we're trying to work through. Yoga is a wonderful tool. Breath work is a wonderful tool. There's lots of options out there, and I'm going to start to explore them myself, and then I want to share that with you. But for right now, just reach the hands forward. Maybe even lift the head up so you can put your chin down on it a little bit, your nose. You're just reaching, trying to stretch out those intercostal muscles in the arms, in the ribs, and then pushing the butt back a little bit and still reaching. And then think of your hips as like a handle on a whip. And we're just going to start to lift the hips up and then round that spine and then back and forth a little bit, sort of upward dog-ish to a child's pose. And let those feet turn as they need to. Maybe you're overly turning the chin down to the last minute, opening up. As many as your hips, as many as your shoulders, as many as you need. Go ahead and keep doing that. Otherwise, just start to post on up into a tabletop position and go right on into your variation of cat-cow. Inhale, lifting the head and poking the butt up, perking the butt up, I should say. And then exhaling, tucking the head, tucking that chin in, tucking the butt in, and pushing the spine to the ceiling. If you want to play with it a little bit more, blocks. Props are our friend, so you can lean into it a little bit more. do you need today? You don't need the blocks. Maybe they're too high, maybe they're too low. Figure out what you need. I like to refer to it as intuition asana. What do you need? So you can put the blocks aside, keep them relatively handy. Go right on into a plank kind of a dog. We're just playing here a little bit, working our way to a downward facing dog. Cracking what needs to be cracked, rolling what needs to be rolled. And then when you feel good and ready, turn those elbows to the back of the room. Exhale, just fold forward. If you're like me, you got tight hamstrings, put that bend in the knees. You can stay here for as many breaths as you would like. Inhale the right leg up high in the air. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale, round it in. Look forward. Step forward. Inhale, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. If having the hands up sucks and you don't like it, bring those hands to heart center. It's okay. Exhale, we're gonna fold forward, planting the hands and then simply stepping back, downward facing dog. Once the hips are back, inhale the left leg up high in the air. Exhale, knee to nose or to chest. Inhale out. Exhale, round it in, look forward, step forward. Stabilize. Inhale, lifts on up into high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Same thing, hold the pose as long as you would like. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands. You can also play with working on your fingertips. And then when you get to that downward facing dog, bring the palms down. We're going to tiptoe to the front of the mat. Inhale's a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way on up. Going into just a little bit of a back bend. If it hurts, don't do it. Another wonderful option is to simply bring the hands on the lower back as if we're putting your hands in your pockets and just push that belly forward, let the head drop back behind you. But whatever variation works for you, that's what I like. Sit down in a nice little chair pose. You can be at a bar stool or chair pose. Hands to heart center. Inhale pushes the hands out. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale up. Exhale, pull down. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. Going up, inhale up. And exhale back behind. You gotta watch your hair. Maybe you have to turn your hands down, but if you can, keep your hands upright. Inhale up. Exhale down all the way. It's like you're pulling a pane of glass down, and then we're just gonna fold forward. Shimmy, shake the hips a little bit. Drop the butts, lift the chest, chair pose. Slowly come on up. We're just gonna lift that right leg up. Float it back slowly. It's not quite a warrior three, but if you get to that warrior three, then bend that knee, bring the foot down, warrior one. We're gonna move towards the back now. So inhale, exhale, slightly lean forward. As soon as your belly kind of hits the thighs, it's pretty easy for me. And then we're gonna just bring that right hand down. Once it gets in front of the crotch, I'm gonna turn, quarter turn to the right. I'm in a horse stance. My arms are gonna go out, and then my left arm is gonna come on up into warrior one. But ultimately I wanna get to warrior two. Left hand down, slide it back, warrior two. Let's go back, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward-ish, and then drop it down. Maybe you're in a kind of a Wim Hof sort of a side stance to warrior two, to warrior one. Adjusting as you need to. We're gonna get back that way. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe a little bit lower. Turn to the right. Launching right on into warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna twist a little bit. Left hand down. Right arm up. Trying to stack the arms. And now, we're gonna do a little something here. We're gonna pivot all the toes to the this away, and then just simply drop the hips down. We're relaxing here in this figure four. A little bit of a stretch on the side. Gentle figure four. Taking this as chill as you want. All right, here we go. So we're gonna move a little bit more. So I'm gonna take my right hand. It's as if I'm trying to reach something that is just out of reach. Like, I'm a big fan of trying to figure out how can I put real world, real life application into yoga. I'm down here doing something. I need something on the table over there. Inhale, reach up, see if you can grab that whatever it is, and then exhale, bring it back down. Two more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, put it down. But maybe you don't go all the way down. Last one. Inhale, up, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, here it comes. We're gonna go deeper into this, and we're gonna twist the booty down. My left arm is out, and I'm going to scooch a little bit more so that I can get a nice shoulder rinse here. Right hand can be down here a little bit as a kind of a kickstand so that you can work your way lower, going to your soft edge. If it isn't comfortable to have your leg crossed, uncross it. It's all about you. And then maybe you can even shift a little bit, doing whatever you need to do. I'm gonna reset. I gotta put that something back. So I'm gonna reset here. I'm gonna grab my imaginary thing, and I'm gonna put it back. Now, I'm so close to a side plank, why not? Side plank, Vashisthasana. You can play here all the way, all the time, and all the stuff you want to do. If it sucks, modify, bring that knee down. But we're gonna work a little core. We're gonna twist. We're inhaling, reaching on up, and then exhale. I'm simply going to turn and pivot. And then the last thing it's going to touch is my right hand down Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, hop, step, or jump to that side of the mat. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale brings it all the way on up. Hands come down to heart center. We're gonna pull that pane of glass right down to heart center. Take a nice normal step back. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, coming into a little bit of a pyramid pose. You can do namaskar, inverted namaskar hands if you got it. I don't. You can point your fingers way back behind you. The ultimate idea is to keep the hips turned a certain way. You can even put your hands on your hips, just make sure that the booty doesn't want to pop out. And then inhale up. Exhale, step that left leg back even more. Take a nice and slow turn all the way back to where we started from. And then maybe one last little hip opener for the left. Planting the hands and stepping back, chaturanga. Up dog to down dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward. Hop, step, or jump to the mat. Inhale's a half. Exhale, fold forward. All the way on up on your inhale. Get that piece of glass in between the hands. Slide it down, pull it down to namaskar. Chair pose. Right leg is going to be my base. I'm going to inhale, lift it up, the left leg up. Exhale. I'm going to drift, floating into either a warrior three, airplane, or simply just taking my time to step back into that warrior one. Exhale is going to reach forward. And then my left hand is going to go down and under, protecting myself if you need some imagination. And then up to warrior two, to warrior one. And these are kind of modified warrior ones. They're not the perfect. We were going to just keep moving a little bit. Let's come back down, pivot. Bonus points if you heard Ross. To warrior one. Engaging your butt cheek as you're doing it. And here we go. We're going to go long and low. I'm feeling it in my right hip, and I'm going to turn up into warrior two. To warrior one. Turning the hips, just so that it's like you're tightening a lid. Turn the lid, lock it in. But I need to go back to warrior two so that I can make it a little bit more dancey and cool to pop that right hand down. Now my toes are not going to the windows, they're going to the walls. Wiggling where we need to be. And then dropping it down, hanging out here for a few breaths. Figuring out little things. Does it feel better to be up on your fingertips? Do you need to adjust this foot a little bit? Where are you dumping into? concentrate, isolate the muscles. Now, we got to get that imaginary thing. It's over there on the shelf. Real world yoga life applications here. Inhale, lift on up, reach. Straighten out that bottom leg, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, dip the hips. Inhale, up and reach. Exhale, pull it back and down. One more. Inhale is going to lift the hips. Reach, reach, reach. And now we've reached, and we're going to just exhale, pull it down, twist it. Start to figure out where you're going to need to be to get the shoulder opener here on the right side. So it's not just a hanging out here. We want to be with a little bit more control and care. So you're going to want to scooch maybe a little bit forward, making sure my nipple rings don't pop out. There we go. And I've seen some people be able to get so low. Like, I'm not even going to try it because I want to come back and make more videos for you. Remembering you can be where you need to be. Calming yourself down. The unique thing about yoga is that it helps you to breathe and not freak out during difficult situations. All right, so now we're gonna get back. I find it easier just kind of scooch the hips up a little bit so I'm stacking my shoulder. I'm not putting too much pressure on it, but I'm going to now, one more time, inhale, reach on up so I get that shoulder over the wrist. And then here it comes, side plank, Vashisthasana. Remembering you can play, maybe you're even going into more of a wild thing. Maybe, it's been a while since I've done this, you can grab back. But we're gonna use the core and turn. There we are. To downward facing dog. You gotta pick up your mic in case it fell off. Bend the knees, lift the heels, and either tiptoe or hop, step, or jump right into a nice chair pose. Inhales are gonna come on up. Exhale, hands down. Simply step that leg back in a normal stride. Inhale's gonna lift up. Exhale, fold forward. My left hand is kind of sunk into the hip, helping me push it back. So I get that hamstring stretch. Step that a little bit more, fold forward, and now take it to where you need to. We're gonna work our way back, but maybe, and I can't remember if I mentioned this or not on the other side, but maybe you need to work those hips a little bit by just doing some turning a little bit more. But we're gonna slowly work our way back. And remember, we can go through a flow of vinyasa. You can add on to that flow with the blocks. And like I said, if you got energy, you can just crank out chaturangas till the cows come home. Other option, fingertip chaturangas. To up dog, to down dog. Breathing here for a few moments. Bend the knees, lift the heels. We're gonna hop towards our hands. Boom. And then simply turn around. Now you can pop a squat on a block. Feels pretty good. I try to not wipe the sweat off, because that's the body trying to cool me down. When it gets into my face and my eyes, then I tend to wipe it. We're getting our breath back. Inhale through the nose. HA. Get it all out. Left hand maybe on the heart, right hand on your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Finding some gratitude for your body, giving thanks, finding a blessing in the fact that we're breathing. We've got we're huffing and puffing. Maybe we need to work out a little bit more to get in shape. But we got oxygen in the air. Our veins are full of blood. It's working. Those two things alone are exceptionally good things to be grateful for. So I want to thank you very much for allowing me to sweat along with you, to move and to groove, and I already feel a lot better. So I would love, again, for you to take this, modify it, do your own thing, but find gratitude for you. Namaste.